prophecies and the warning judgments that he had me share, they have been confirmed. And the worst part, and the worst that Kenyans should also be fearful about, is the IEBC. Now, this is 2026. I gave prophecies about this 2026 in the year 2025. And I also gave prophecies concerning 2026. I gave them in the year 2024. In the faithfulness of God, they are being confirmed. Now, the sad part of it is that we are going to the polls, and the machineries are actually planning to go to the polls, even after I told us as Kenya that these polls will not be very good. I told her that these polls will not be possible. I told her that it is actually unattainable. Now, you find that voice of God and the warnings you have us give are being despised. Now, I told her about this IBC, and lately all of us have seen in the news fulfillment of another prophecy that I told you. When I gave a prophecy some time back also, I told us this year, 2026, there will be a lot of activities, there will be a lot of manifestations, there will be a lot of stuff that will happen that will expose IBC and politicians, plus expose the craftiness that happened. Now, I said that one sometime early this year. And also I said this sometimes also last year after Odinga died. And I told us that God will have it that those who know a lot about the craftiness of the polls, those who know much about it, will speak the truth. And I told us there will be confessions. They will confess. I told you, they will come out, the young and the old, to confess. So I say, whether you are 70, whether you are 90, whether you are 80, whether you are 50, come out quickly and say before you die. Well, thank God that S.K. Macharia, who is chairman of Citizen radio stations and TV, came out and confessed the truth they knew about the IBC conducted polls. And I've been saying that Kenya's polls are never credible. Kenya's elections have never been credible. Courtesy of IBC, that has become a machinery, a tool that favors thieves, that favors robbers, that favors God's rejects, and having them on what? On the throne. When you have a father that is not your father, when you have a father that has crafted his way to become your father, forget about the blessings from God. When also a woman is still a husband, plus a husband is still a wife, forget about God hearing your prayers. So if you're in Pango Wakando somewhere, be very afraid. God never blesses an illegality. And that is the case that has been over the Republic. And so after S.K. Macharia confessed publicly, so it is in public domain, that follows after prophecies I told us there will be exposures. So he says they knew. And Raila Odinga was able to know this one while he was still alive. Now, then we hear the other day, Dennis Itumbi, who works right in the State House. I also know him. He's a smart guy, very smart. I wish he was working for our media. I wish Itumbi ungekuja unifanyie huduma. But you're using your gift. And God will judge you, Itumbi. God will judge you. Look at how people are dying. Be very afraid. Because there's a time you had an accident. You should have asked why. When you had a road accident, you should have asked why. Then you survived and you are still walking. I know Dennis Itumbi is behind sometimes, is behind a lot of woos. Some of those woos we've also cried. And he's a man that is gifted, but he's using his gift to support the hand of the wicked, plus use his gift to undermine what will have been righteous. So Itumbi the other day confesses publicly that is the one who knows everything about the server. Those years I told us, who is this animal called server? I think Itumbi was laughing. Who is this about server and where are these servers? Itumbi has come out later after Raila Odinga is dead to confess that he owns the servers and he has the servers himself. In other words, those servers are like his tools. And he must have been so smart to have actually outwitted one, Raila Amolo Odinga, and his experts like Mr. Njoroge. He outwitted them so much that they could not access that server. And courtesy of that's courtesy of Smartmatica, a company that also is very smart in manipulating elections, or actually these elections biometric systems. They manipulate them and make sure that always wrong people are in power, not only in Kenya, but Uganda, Tanzania, and also in other nations of Africa, plus Venezuela. And so today I am one prophet that is vindicated. I say the truth, look at it now. Even the thieves are coming out to say, to Liiba, we stole. That's Kenya, for your information, where thieves, after stealing, they actually confess, we actually helped steal elections. We helped manipulate elections. Now, these are a few people that qualifies the whole nation into a judgment. Very sad and very bad. Mutawapeleka wapi? Where will you take them? And so I thank God that I have been vindicated, that it has been now confirmed. When I tell us that our elections are a fallacy, when I tell us our elections are a lie, when I tell us our elections are a lie, some may have doubted the truth. You don't doubt a prophet. They do it with their smartness at the side, but God reveals to us this at the side. God reveals the truth to his prophet. Some media, something is humming. So, the nation has had bloodshed. People have been dying, and some still do die. And they die deaths that God did not, in the first place, ordain that they should die. Very sad. Very sad. And that actually should put our security apparatus on a balance. The police, the NIS, and the entire security apparatus, plus our judges, the Supreme Court and other courts on the land. Elections are stolen, then cases are taken to court. Then the entire nation is held on some. I'm saying that can the media check the humming on the speakers? Mute every other microphone and allow my microphone. So we'll have the courts preside over cases that were intentional, crimes that were intentional, crimes that were just but intentional. Then we'll have the police deployed to actually reign with terror and inflict terror on an innocent populace that have instinct that the election results have never been true. When they go to the streets, it's because even their instincts confirms to them these results are a lie. Someone go and help media there. After service, you'll have to answer to me. When people go on the streets to protest, the lies that are actually paraded as though they are true, Policemen rain on them with the terror. They kill, they maim, they lock up others, they arrest others. Then our courts are also aiding illegality. They judge such people. You find that justice is not rendered to the victims. So you find that those lies are like confirmed. Those lies are actually like established, and then they are actually like beautified to look like true. Today, I actually will have the police hear and hear me that you killed innocent people. They died in quest to protect regimes that come to power through lies, courtesy of IEBC. Now you see that one. IEBC will cook elections. IEBC will actually favor them that are defeated. IEBC will determine elections before. They'll be working towards a predetermined expectation, a predetermined victory. Then you find our pastors are praying. Our bishops are going to bless it. Blessing a lie. Blessings lies. God in heaven watches with wonder and with shock. This is Kenya for information. So I ask us, what's the reason, what's the point of voting? So the servers that actually held the truth, those servers you hear that one Dennis Itumbi says that they are under his lock and his key. And so they know how to erase, how to manipulate, and courtesy of other media, these mobile platforms. And the largest mobile platform in Kenya actually need to apologize to the entire republic. Because it's a system that will be switched off, and twice it has happened so. Then you have figures that come already changed. And so that's Dennis Itumbi. We hear Sabina Chege the other day also said, we did so. We hear also Moses Kuria came out publicly say, we did so. We hear Gachagua also tells you what they did the other day, how they'll actually do an illegality in elections. Then you hear many others also confirm that they helped, they gave a hand, they assisted in the criminality that today we call elections. That being the case, who trusts IEBC? Personally, I'm not voting. Why vote when already in a boardroom there's a system that manipulates elections and favors? So that means 50 million Kenyans we are fooled by a clique of less than 1,000 people. Kenya mbaya. 50 million citizens are fooled by a clique of less than 1,000. They determine how the nation goes, and they determine who becomes president. Then we spend a lot of money is spent on a machinery called IEBC that does not help anything. They don't help anything righteous. They don't support anything righteous. Very sad. But today, I thank God that I have been vindicated, that all I've been telling us actually are true. And these people have been giving you lies. So you also hear prophets who tell you, so-and-so will be president, so-and-so will be a winner, so-and-so will win it. Ask them, winning through a lie? Yes, they winning through a lie. And that being now the truth, the polls that everybody is looking forward to are already predetermined. It happened during Kibaki's time, second term. It happens during Uhuru's first term, Uhuru's second term, then Ruto's first term, and what do you expect? The same IBC. The same IBC will not bring you different results. Kenyans, you should cry. Kenyans should cry. Look at your bishops. They flood State House every time to bless it. Ask them, did Jesus bless Barabbas? Did Jesus Christ, Son of the living God, bless or invoke a blessing over Barabbas? Barabbas was a thief. Barabbas was a robber. Barabbas was one criminal that even the entire Israel knew. Did you hear Jesus bless him? Then you see our bishops flood State House to bless Barabbas. Every occupant of State House invite blessing from who? From the clergy. We have blind clergy. Sometime I told Kenya, woe unto your prophets and woe unto your king. And I gave you a collection of all the kings. Gave you a collection of all of them. And the pastors and the clergy. Today, Kenya is still in the same mess. Courtesy of also the very same clergy. They run quickly to bless an illegality. They rush quickly and pray deliverance and pray blessings on thieves. God should judge IBC. And that's why it is cast. Nothing good shall come out of IBC. Should be changed. All those commissioners should be sent home. Then, plus the name, we should come up with a new name. And interrogate the process. The process can never favor righteousness, that process. And as we speak right now, just better know that IBC already knows who will win the presidency. And between now and then, these exposures are coming so that Kenyans, you can decide, do you still want to go to polls? Do you still want to line up and make and participate in the polls? I remember I woke up sometimes at 3 a.m. lining up to Kabuti, voting. Those are years we voted Raila Odinga. Then there are years we voted Kibaki. Yeah? There are areas we voted Uhuru. Yeah? Those of whom you also voted, whoever you voted. You find that the winners of elections never make it to power. Only Moi surrendered power righteously, and Kibaki got it first term righteously. Second term to date, it's been a streak of lies. Streaks of lies. It has been a streak of deceptions. Kenyans love it and they eat it. Then you want God to bless Kenya? Jehovah God to bless Kenya? Okay. That's why we're a nation of disaster after disaster. Calamity after calamity. Burials after burials. Misfortune upon misfortune. Even now, another death is coming. And you know what? There are two. Two deaths. And so the system may favor someone that plague number 9 will send to the grave. So I tell those of us in IBC, those of us in the calling themselves our opposition, they say, Ruto must go one term, Ruto must go one term. I say, fikirieni tena. Fikirieni vizuri, think again. One term impossible unless IBC is interrogated and reformed. But the way it is, those who say Ruto one term, I say Moliota, just like I told you before, it will be impossible to remove him. Why the impossibility? Because he has IBC. And not only Ruto, even Uhuru, he had IEBC. Not only Uhuru, even Kibaki, he had IEBC, courtesy of Samuel Kivuitu during his time. Kivuitu died a cast man. I want Chebukati while he was still alive. The man died with the truth. And Dennis Itumbi, I don't know that he attended his service, memorial service. They knew that they were burying a man that was actually in complicity with the lies and deception that was given to us as election results. So Kivuitu died, and I'll be surprised if Kivuitu is in heaven. I'll be surprised if Chebukati is in heaven. Chebukati died with all the truth. Those who lived and actually celebrated his life, I say, you participated in what actually led him to death. You will follow. God in heaven is never deceived. Some of us, our destinies in the Republic have been like frustrated. Kenya's destiny is frustrated by a clique of people who are selfish, who just want everything to work in their favor. They manipulate the police. They manipulate the security apparatus. They manipulate also IBC. They manipulate even the courts of the land so that it favors them. So that's why I tell us, well, all these past presidents, none of them is clean. None of them is clean. I saw how Uhuru cried. He was breaking in Raila's funeral, crying, and he went to the funeral twice. Me, I did not go. God did not allow me. Why do you think Uhuru was crying like that? They were guilty. The way they persecuted Raila Odinga. They were guilty, and he was very guilty that they cheated the man out of his victories. And Uhuru should make peace with God. Make peace with God, Uhuru Kenyatta. Because the same God of heaven will judge you. Raila Odinga died, maybe he died also because there were many complications that warranted his death, to the point he had to compromise in a handshake with those same presidents. Handshake with Kibaki, handshake with Uhuru, handshake also with who? With Ruto. But the thing is, he was always the victor. But he was actually rendered to be the victim. When he died, people were guilty. Even Ruto, very guilty, to the point that he gave him a state funeral. But deep down into their hearts, they know they cheated the man to his grave. That's why you see they'll never want me to, even me, I'm not ready to pray for them. Every time God tells me, don't pray for them. Now, them themselves, that God will have it. They come out confessing. Tuliiba na tukapata. And here are there are cronies around. There are sycophants around. They are saying Ruto must have second term, just like others. They know that they have the passwords to the IBC's machinery for elections. And you know what? Through crook, they will have it. When you kill people, then you give them money for funeral. People are killed, then they are given money for appeasement. I say, God in heaven watches, just that he's not killed someone now. But Kenyans, now you know the truth. Thank God for media houses that have helped amplify what I've been saying as a small man down here where no people cares to, some people cares not to listen. So going by that, those revelations, All I've been telling us about elections being a lie have now been confirmed. And I am vindicated. Those who hated me for saying the truth, you should apologize. If Kenya shall be healed, then pastors who blessed stolen elections, pastors who blessed kings that came into power fraudulently, those pastors, those bishops must be on the front line repenting. I hear there are prayers conducted in Nairobi, and bishops of many churches are actually congregating together. They are rallying, it's called National Prayer something. Do you know that the entire bandwagon except presiding bishop of Sitam, Kalista Zodede, except him, the rest are actually in complicity. They are in complicity of the mess that we are in as a republic. They are pastors, they are bishops that blessed the political class. So now they are gathering to pray. I say you've done well to pray. But I hope that in your prayers, you are accepting that you cheated God. I hope those who are gathering in Nairobi and they are rallying a national prayer something, I hope that you are truly repenting. Then the political class will follow suit. And the monies you got from them, I wish you returned. So Kenya cannot really be healed unless truth and justice be given attention. Political class that we have today, some of them are very confident of the elections because they know something about it. And you could see, and you can only see how they talk, confident, because IBC is in their favor. While those who are resigning and they know the truth. I follow very closely these commissioners and the things they say. This entire commissioner should be sent home. Kenya, you know what? Don't expect different results. With the same IBC, don't. Police chiefs that have been there before, you killed innocent people, you commanded their deaths, yet those who rallied you to beat them stole their way to power. Very sad. Plus in courts where judgment are made in their favor of thieves. And that's why Uhuru Kenyatta is not innocent. Kibaki died, and I'm sure he died because they were covering a what? A lie. They denied Raila Odinga his victory. Now, even Odinga today is dead. Ruto survives, and Ruto is surviving with the Gachagua. They know the truth. Apparently, the political class and the judiciary plus the police knows this truth. Then church and church leaders blindly cover up with the prayer what God detests. Shall you not be judged? That's why I tell you there are two more deaths. They are actually state funerals. 2. Very sad. And Ruto doesn't take a damn. If he's repenting, I don't know why he's repenting. Even after I've given warnings, I don't know why he's repenting. And I'm not saying that I'm interested to have him come repent here. Why is the handshake that he'll always have with Raila Odinga, why is that handshake sinful? Now, this is where if Ruto had a good pastor who is spiritual, would have told him, that handshake and broad-based government, or actually process where they get themselves into coalitions, don't attract God's blessing but judgment, because the foundation on which those handshakes were done was sinful. That's why even broad-based is not blessed. It must lead to another death. It will lead to another death. Because God was never involved in the process in the first place. Those of us, remember, told us that there's a handshake between Raila Odinga and Ruto. It's a bad omen. Today, we've lived to confirm that it was a bad omen. May the Lord Jehovah preserve who is righteous.